and welcome to our fourth 3 questions video. So these questions are all from you guys, which is absolutely amazing. Our first question is, can murky water be used to make salt? Yes, it definitely can. We strain/filter it to make sure that there's no debris in it. So your murky water, it's just debris suspended in it. You're gonna want to strain it a few times in very close-knit fabric, close woven fabric, so that you do get everything out. But other than that, yeah, it's perfectly fine to be made into salt. If you're still not comfortable with it, then feel free not to use it in food practices, but it's still perfectly fine for the craft, which I think is still really cool. So please go forth and make salt out of whatever seawater you have near you. Now our second and third questions I'm kind of going to be answering together, and they are: I thought orange was for confidence, and is that why we use yellow for baby clothes? Now the first question, yes, orange is also for confidence. The reason I didn't include that is, as evident, most people know that orange is for confidence. I wanted to shine a light on the other aspects of orange. Its warmth, its healingness, it's linked to Hestia almost. And please remember that the meanings of colours are very subjective. They're how you feel about them, how you react with them. If you have different meanings to me about any of the colours, please feel free to use those and use them in your practice, because it's all about your own intuition. Now for the second question, is that why we use yellow for babies, referring to yellow and the meanings that I gave it in my video? Yeah, I do believe that we put yellow on babies because it is a sunny and a happy colour, and we want to imbue our children with joy by putting them in yellow. I mean, of course, yellow, with the later gendering of colours, is a gender neutral colour now, and it does help that a lot of yellow in baby clothes is very similar to beige, whereas it's a more neutral colour than, say, blue, pink, even green. And the fact that yellow is and other colours are like considered gender neutral, whereas like pink and blue are considered gendered, really puts a bee in my bonnet. Because in the Victorian era, that was when they decided that they needed, you know, colours for men and for women and what they could wear. And originally they decided that red was for men, and therefore a toned down version of red, pink, was for little boys because it was very masculine and warlike and like all of the strong aspects, and the blue was for girls because it was very calm and very peaceful and very soft. And then when men wearing bright colours went out of fashion, they then switched it because blue is apparently a less bright colour, and then they attributed, you know, masculinity and steadfastness and stability to blue, and then used toned down baby blue for little boys, and then red and pink for women as love and passion and all of the softness of red, and then pink, and that's where pink then became its own separate colour because it was associated with little girls. And that's just a tangent for me. It isn't really answering the question, but it is something that gets a little bee in my bonnet because it's changes throughout society and societal norms that predominantly dictate how we react and how we see colours. And it didn't always used to be. I mean, it used to be that men could walk around in pink frock coats and they wore makeup and they wore heels and they led the fashion trends. They were a lot more flamboyant, and they were allowed to be, and the more flamboyant you were, the more masculine you were, and it was fantastic. And I really wish men's fashion would go back to being something like that, and not just women's. And women's fashion was about making yourself take up space. that you were seen. And even though we still see that with movie stars, celebrities, we don't tend to see that in the day-to-day anymore. It's all about comfort, which again is a good thing to have fashion be about, but I just wish that we were more comfortable to put ourselves out there. Again, as someone dressed in very neutral colours today, and who doesn't like to put themselves out there, but if it was a societal norm, then I'd probably be a lot more comfortable. So yeah, yellow for baby clothes is joy and sunshine, and where we associate with that, that's probably why we use it in baby clothes, as well as it being a gender neutral colour. Well, that's it for this 3 questions episode. If you have any questions, please either put them in the comments in this video or the comments of the video they pertain to, and I'll see you next time. Bye!